Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. Last week I did make a video and I just kind of wanted to talk about what happened last week. So my parents went away for the week. I did survive the week, no hiccups, which I'm very happy about. And this week, having my parents back has made me realize that as much as I want to move out of the house in a couple years and stuff, it's just that realization where it just won't happen right now for me, and I probably won't be able to live by myself for a good chunk of time in the future, and that's just how it is. That's something that doesn't bother me because I get along great with my family. It's not a problem at all, so I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. It doesn't bother me. The number one thing that bothers me is the driving. I guess that would bother anyone that can't drive. It's a limitation, I guess, from my illness, and it's probably the biggest one because I just want to get in the car and go somewhere by myself. I'm 20 and have never done that. That's not a weird thing to me, it's just life for me, but I'm sure it's weird for other people to hear, you're 20 and you've never gone to the grocery store by yourself. Something to ponder, I guess. So, I guess something else I can blab on about, just something cool and random I kind of wanted to talk about, is my tattoos and piercings. So, I got my first, I don't know if ears count. I got my ears pierced in kindergarten, so the next thing I did was pierce my nose at 16. Now, it's kind of a funny story as to why I got my nose pierced. Don't know why I remember this, but it was Halloween when I got admitted at 15 years old. I don't exactly remember why the reason for admittance was, but I was there for a few days, and I have always been stubborn, so I did not want to be in the hospital for that many days. I just wasn't having it. So my deal was, if I didn't complain about being in the hospital and got through it and did it, for my 16th birthday, which was, my birthday's in January, I could get my nose pierced. So that's what happened. I got my nose pierced at 16. It was kind of a cool thing to think about, because I always remember it for that reason, hey, my nose piercing reminds me of, the fact that I was tough and got through, the hospital admittance, and, it's kind of funny. I don't ever really bring up that story, so I thought it'd be cool to tell you guys. I got my first tattoo for my 18th birthday, and it's a dove, with kind of an infinity, so its back, it's what would be its tail is actually an infinity symbol, and then I have serendipity underneath it. And I chose the word serendipity for a specific reason. So serendipity means unfortunate happenstance. So something bad that happened that ended up being good. And that's how I look at my illness. It's something traumatic and, heartbreaking at the time, and this huge event that happened, but how it ended up being something good. So it was kind of my serendipitous moment. So that's why I chose serendipity. My second tattoo I just got recently in February, and it's a lotus flower in a mandala style. And the reason why I decided to get a lotus is because a lotus flower grows in the hardest environment ever. And it's usually in like a muddy slough or some sort, just conditions you wouldn't think a flower could root and bloom in. And I just kind of feel like that's a really good symbol of my life. Like this really tough, new hurdles all the time, but yet I'm still able to find my ground, find my bearings, and still grow and flourish, even though it's a life that I wouldn't have chosen. So that's why I chose that one. And mandala style, just because it's really funky and just different. And lastly, I just recently got a piercing, and it was my tragus. I believe that's how it's pronounced. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But I heard that it's mythed to help with headaches, and because I literally probably have headaches every day, I was like, okay, if it helps some people, maybe it'll help me. And because I suffer so terrible from headaches, I'm willing to take the chance. And so far, it's definitely helped the severity, I guess is how you would put it. It hasn't totally cured them, but they're not like terrible headaches anymore. I'm not sure if this is just the placebo effect for now, but I'm loving that at least they're not so severe. So that works for me. So far that's my tattoos and piercings. I'm sure there will be more just because I'm that kind of person. And I hope that was kind of interesting to hear about. It's something totally different than hearing about my life and challenges and experiences with my illness, so something kind of more cheery. I hope all of you are well, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. I would love it if you would subscribe. And, tune in for the next video. Hopefully next week, if not the week before. Alright, the week after. Alright, bye.